What's up, YouTube? It's me. I have returned from about a month break, or almost a month, and I'm here to show you my entire HO scale collection. Now, there will be some locomotives missing because I've either just sold them or just given them to Sam. So let's just start off right here. Let's just start off right here. This is my CSX GP40 from Bachmann. So I got this for Christmas of 2023, and boy was I very excited for this. This was my first time owning a CSX locomotive, and I was always a big fan of CSX before I got into the Sioux line, so that's pretty fun. It got pretty good detailing for a Bachmann. Got the windshield wipers, got the model name, I guess. Even got like a few marks here. Even the number boards are painted. And even got the little mini USA flag. So yeah, I really like this locomotive, although it hasn't been cleaned in a while. As you can see, the dust on there is just horrendous. I need to get a brush to brush these off. Actually, that's got a no shot. This is Sioux 729. This was one of my first eBay purchases. In fact, my mom accidentally ordered this. She was trying to order something else, and I guess this was on the watch list. And she must have ordered it by accident, but I don't really care because this is an excellent model. Even though it has the wide nose, which I really don't like the wide noses. It's very not very prototypical. But that's not really all that matters. What matters is that I got this, and I've made memories with it. It's missing its handrails. I've never found the handrails. And as you can see, it's had some weathering done to it. Not like horrendous, like the Wisconsin Central patched over units. But I'm definitely probably going to keep this. But I'm definitely going to get an more like prototypical Athearn Genesis or Athearn Ready to Roll GP35 Sioux line, because that actually has no dynamics, unlike this one. I'm planning on painting that dynamic rake with probably like a black. Next up is my custom FD45. Now this one I can't hold for you, but I can show a little bit. The number is 2203, very, very real locomotive in real life, but not with the trucks. This was, I think a model power model. Like, here, I can probably show you the innards of it. Probably not going to be able to get this shell back on, but I'll give you a view of it. So this chassis was made in Japan. It's completely brass. And, what I did was I stole some SD45 trucks from, of course, a dummy SD45, and I put them on here. And yes, those are telephone poles holding them in. They do come out, but you just gotta place this thing on the track and then leave it. So that's really the only problem I have with it. Otherwise, it's a good model. And let's not forget, we need to get a close-up of the F unit. This is a Tyco shell. You probably all know that. Well, at least I hope you do. I wish it had windows, but right now there's temporary tape windows. And I originally had it fitted with lights, but they're all gone now. And yeah, I've done some custom weathering to it. Of course, not atrocious, not too bad, because in real life, locomotives experience rain, and rain cleans, or at least somewhat. So that was my FD45 there. And now going on to another one of my first locomotives. This is Richmond Center. There was what I searched up, there was no such thing as a Richmond Center. So this locomotive is completely custom for whoever built it. I didn't build it. It probably used a Bachmann shell and custom hand railings. and it's been weighted to high hell, so this thing can pull a decent amount. Although sadly I had to get rid of one of the bearings, or oh, I forgot. But that one was scratching right up on the surface of the shell. It wouldn't have the problem if it just didn't have all these weights, but it doesn't really matter. And I still have these wires that go to the back lights, so I might try to connect those one of these days. Come on, get back down there. And the chassis is from, I think, a SW1500, I think. And here's one of my newer purchases. It's a Athearn, no, not Athearn. This is a Proto 2000, let me move this, SD60, probably produced by Walthers, but one of my favorite models, because Sam inspired me to get one, because they pull a hell of a lot. And combine two of them, which we have two now, you could pull a lot with just one of these, like about like 50 cars. Imagine two, like that would probably be 100 cars. Now that'd be awesome. This is DCC, just standard, no, not DCC, DCC ready. It has an 8-pin plug, I'm pretty sure. If it doesn't, then whatever, I'm more of a DC guy anyway, but yeah, the number is 6006, and this locomotive, I think, still operates on a railway. I just forgot the name because it's pretty forgettable. And there's a lot of small parts on that thing, jeez. Now here's a newer custom that I made. This is, what if Line had SD45s? Yeah, it's pretty scuffed. You got a little patch on the nose where the ugly nose lights would be, not the ones like right there, but like just right in the middle. I will show you on 729. Look at that. I just hate that. It's so very unprototypical. Just doesn't look good. And I gave it a Wisconsin Central patch, a crappy one. I was going off of like kits that I had, because this came from a U.S. Army kit, the numbers, and this came from Walther's petrol gas station from the early 50s. And I have weathered this thing to look like it was from the Wisconsin Central. And I got inspiration from this picture that I'll show up on screen. Very nice picture, I like it, and that's what I'm doing for my layout. Hint, hint. And yeah, the number is 2344. As far as I know, no Wisconsin Central unit ever wore it, but there is a CN Gevo out there with this number, so you could find it. The horn is a little busted up due to me actually like ripping it off here. And as you can see, to cover the hole in a unique way, I just put a bunch of tin foil on there. Kind of gives it like a patched over feel, and yeah. And speaking of patched over, this I think would be a former Milwaukee. So, and yes, like I painted this in the Milwaukee road paint scheme a long time ago. Like this was a Bandit before I really did anything to it. But the paint scheme turned out really terrible, and I just redid the whole entire thing. So there's a little bit of Milwaukee road. There's the patch. There's the back, and it's a lot more revealing on this side. Just little scratches. You even got a little bit of like chunks missing from the paint. Got chips on the nose. It's really awesome. Yeah, so overall this is a really good model, or shell, for now. And if the comments are on, please direct me to an eBay listing where I can actually get like a chassis for this. Has to be under at least 30 bucks. Yeah, I know, really cheap. But yeah, I really need a shell ASAP, because this locomotive would be really nice with a shell on, and I think it'd make it 10 times better. And that's all I have to say about that. And let's try to squeeze. No, nope, it's not doing that. Here's another locomotive. Who would have guessed? This is my Union Pacific GP15-1, number 6 693. This is a real life UP locomotive, and this is made by Walthers. Of course, I took the plow off to put on my Milwaukee unit, and I've custom weathered this thing, but here's the problem: it rubs off really easily. I think Walthers put like a matte clear coat on this, and it just made it so then like everything just slides off, like slides off. So yeah, I really can't weather this model unless like you have weathering powder, which I don't. I only got dry erase marker, which makes decent weathering jobs. But in the future, if I ever do get like anything like weathering powder wise, definitely gonna do that locomotive, because that is not gonna get like Sharpie crap on it. So yeah, this locomotive I got from Florida, and it's missing its horn and like a side piece right there. And nothing really to say about this. It's not really unique or anything to me. It's really special though, because I got it all the way in Florida. Alligator country. This one is nice. Really nice. This is my first ever GE locomotive. This is the General Electric -9 locomotive. I have weathered the roof a bit, but it's terrible. Over by the exhaust, you barely can see it, but yeah, like right there, there's some weathering. And right here, I tried to mimic like some exhaust fume or like soot. So I did that, and so far this locomotive is very clean, and still runs pretty well. It's even been upgraded with actual handrails and grab irons. So yeah, that's really nice. And I got this from eBay for my birthday. Although the horn has seen better days. And here's a favorite. I've been working on this locomotive for a while. It's had a motor change, so it has the originally the motor was in this one, but I liked it so much that I just switched the motors, and it didn't really change anything. But I used this more. So yeah, it's been upgraded with a plow, a C&W wind visor, a C&W horn, grab iron right there that's been really terribly glued on. And it has been upgraded with drivers in there. Driver and conductor. You can probably see them a little better right there. It's really nice. Even got the back ledge right here. And it's also been banditized, so yeah. And if I ever want to remove this, it should be fairly easy, because you just gotta dump water on it. But if it never comes off, then I'll just buy another one of these. Oh, jeez. And this is very unprototypical. This did not have non-dynamic brakes. It had dynamic brakes. So right now I'm just trying to search for a dynamic brake unit. And yeah, as you can see, the number is patched out. That was number 23 before I patched it. And in fact, it was a real SD40 that did serve the Milwaukee. And I also need to paint those trucks back into a black, because I'm not living with brass trucks. And finally, the locomotive that started it off, 4407. I still have this locomotive only for one purpose, and that is just for nostalgia reasons. Because I was originally planning to sell this like on eBay or just go to the train museum to sell it, but I really didn't want to, because this locomotive actually has a value, unlike 4407, which is now out of my sight and gone. I gave it to Sam to trade in, but he hasn't been able to do it yet, so this is the only locomotive that's an exception. The only reason why I have this is, like I said, just nostalgia. Even though it was like a year ago, this locomotive means a lot. Heck, it's even been upgraded with Katie's, which I need to replace desperately. I do got some Katie's for this thing, just on a boxcar. Both of the couplings are broken, so they really don't work as good as they used to. And this was my first ever knuckle coupler unit, and I used to only have an Amtrak coach. So yeah, this was a pretty big upgrade, and this is what got me into freight locomotives instead of well, I was gonna be originally an Amtrak guy, but now look at this. Look at how it transformed everything. Instead of getting Amtrak, I just got freight. And Soo Line ended up becoming my favorite railroad, and now I'm making a whole entire new, like, dimension for it. Like, I just want to have all the old Soo Line locomotives, like, all paired up, and all still in service in my world, or universe, I guess. And I would see them, like, buying a -9. I'd see them still keeping their SD60s going. Still see them having their Milwaukee Road units. I'd see them having the old F units due to a locomotive shortage and almost being bought out. You could still see them having the GP35s after Wisconsin Central goes bye-bye. And I could even see them with SD45s. It's just, you could do anything in the HO scale world. You could do basically anything. You can make up your own stories. You could do, like I said, anything. Imagination is just free. And what I'm going to do next is, of course, you remember that picture with, Soo, 731, I think? Well, I'm probably going to try to replicate that layout. I already got a plan all drew out. Yeah, drew out. And, I'm going to probably start building it, like, maybe next weekend or this weekend. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping I do get the layout, and, I do got a spot for it right over there. It's all cleared out, and it's ready for track. And, I'm not going to be using Bachmann, because, Bachmann's pretty crap. And, the joiners on it that just don't stay on. There's the bag right there. I'm going to take that to the museum and trade in for Atlas. Of course, once I get the table, because I don't have it yet. And it's going to be a fold-up table with a piece of foam on it. The piece of foam is going to act like a table on its own. And where I can move it and just like whenever I move out, like I could just tilt it sideways, go out the door. If things fall apart, then I'll just rebuild it. Like, I think it's going to be 10 times better than the layouts I ever built on the floor. And also, there will be no dog hair for my two beautiful boys. And, there will be no hair in the axles. Like, that's a main problem with some of these locomotives. They run pretty sluggish because they got hair around their axles. I'm pretty sure this one has most hair around it. And this one does too. But usually the Atherns, I don't know. The Atherns usually just keep the hair out. Like, don't really find it in there. But, I haven't really taken apart any locomotive in a while, except for this one. So, I don't know. There could be a locomotive in here with, like, some hair in the axles, but really they still run perfectly fine. And I still have to pick up a big mess after this video. So, yeah, thank you guys for watching, and, here's my return to YouTube.